we've set the foundations on Thursday. Now we're moving into Friday morning. And the theme here for Friday morning is doubles shots and getting acquainted and used to and comfortable with what I call the pinky edge of the racket, right? So yes, we're gonna teach them slice. Just buckle up, don't worry, it'll be fine. So the pinky edge of the racket for slice, because I found too many of our players have fallen in love with trying to develop, a big modern forehand, or maybe the backhand. But I want them, and we want them to hit more doubles specific or doubles effective shots. And in doubles, I believe the more effective side is the pinky edge of the racket. Okay? So the first morning, each player will have what's called the start right grip thingamajig, which I wish I brought with me, but I didn't. I'll show you later. It's basically a very simple thing that wraps around the grip, and it has a little prong that sits up about that high. And what it does is you put the prong between these fingers, right? And it forces them to stay in a continental grip, okay? So that's where we're gonna start. So the first thing we're gonna do is have them put that on and get used to just holding it with that funky thing between their fingers, okay? Then we're gonna move, you're gonna see a similar progression. Let's have everybody just do some shadow swings. You'll demo. And I want them to do some shadow swings in the alley, right? So I call this shot, their racket's going on the bunny slope for skiing. It's a long bunny slope. It is not a black diamond. So, and Carol, move this way a little bit. So when you have them in the alley and they work on some shadow swings, everything should stay in the alley. My feet, my shoulders, my hip, and my racket. We don't want the racket coming across the body. Now it's out of the alley. Okay. So getting everybody comfortable, working on shadow swings, right, on the bunny slope. Then from there, progress to where you are on the other side, right, and feeding them each a few balls. Same thing, nice, easy, speed one feed. They practice, they hit, they hold, and then they watch their shot till it ideally goes on the other side of the net or in the net, whatever. And then if they're off, make them self-correct. Right? So they got that going, switch around. Right? Then we're gonna move to a partner alley rally. We'll have the cardio or orange dot balls for this. It's a little easier to control than the regular balls. So they'll line up. I'm here on this side, kind of behind the service line in the green. So all I'm gonna hit are forehands, right? My partner's gonna be on the other side inside the court, so we can go forehand to forehand. Just imagine my partner over there. Awesome. And then have them drop feed. If they can hit a slice feed, awesome. That's going to be iffy. If they can't, just still having that continental grip, just have them bump it over to their partner so they can get the rally going. Using the cardio balls, the orange dot balls, speed one should be easy, and they should have plenty of time to hit and hold and self-correct. One of our cues will be they're going to want to go like this, right? They're going to want to hit and they're going to want to look, and they have no idea what's happening with the racket. So hit, hold, and have them actually look at their racket and the strings. Is the pinky edge leading, right? And then get ready for the next one. Hit, look here, and then look over. All right, so we're going to take them through that. They're going to give them a few minutes to alley rally. Then what I want you to do is progress where you have them line up about mid-court. You're going to be on the other side, right? Feeding. nice, easy cross-court feed to their forehand. And they're going to move what I call to and through the shot. So you feed it, kind of as soon as they see the ball, they start moving. They just start walking, and they're going to hit and go through the shot, and they're putting it back into the opposite service box. Hit, move, good, hold it for a second, they go to the end of the line. And do that until you feel like they get a rhythm. Okay. Then where we're going with this is now the next and last progression on this is you're going to hit easy pop over, soft second serves into the box, right, where they now get to practice their chip return cross court into the box. Okay. Most of the gals they play have a weak second serve. And you know, you've seen it there. They stand back here, it's weak, and they try to do this big modern forehand, and they miss a lot of it. So getting them to move in a little bit, our favorite shot, chip it, and come in behind it. All right, so next progression, next effective double shot is the overhead. And actually, I have two different language. I have the front head and the overhead. You know, a front head is the offensive shot where you've been able to keep the ball in front of you and you can hit down on it. The ball actually gets over your head, you know, you need to do something different. I want to hammer this in because what I am tired of is women going like this, and as soon as the ball goes up, they just bail out and go over here. So we're going to bring back the lost art of the overhead. Here's how I want to progress. First, yes, same grip. If they need to keep the little dongle on there, do it, right? So it's in the middle, continental grip. We're going to start with shadows. Let's see what's happening. And I want you to model it with them. So I'm here, I have my students behind me. What I want you to teach them or emphasize is they're in ready position. As soon as they see the lob go up, the ball go up, I want them to turn, drop that foot back, right? Just like the picture here, right? Hands are up, rackets up. So you go through that a number of times, just training them how quickly can they get into that position. Okay? Then we're going to teach them from here what it feels like to slide, right? Slide forward and slide back. We want to break the habit of doing this where they're going to get hurt. Okay? So here, hands up, slide, pivot, stop, and slide back. Then they get to work on their swing. A couple little nuances. One, using the non-dominant hand, obviously for balance, we all know that. The other thing I want you to have them do is I want you to have them point not to the ball, but to where they want to make contact, okay, which is basically, because my arms are here, about 45 degrees away from my body. So I'm here, even if the ball's coming over on this side, my hands go up, I'm going to point here, so we train them to get to the side and away from the ball. All right? So this is what we're calling the front head. If they've earned it, their hands are up, they've done the footwork, they've kept the ball in front, great. Go to hit down at that 45-degree angle. All right? Then we'll move, so these are obviously easy short lobs that they can do that on. Then we will move and teach them what happens when it actually gets over your head. Okay? If we were in our teens or 20s, we might be able to scissor and get up there and do that. Not going to happen. So we're going to teach them, okay, a side spin defensive overhead. And the way that I talk to them about it is if we have the ball, and I'll grab one, I bring them all in, and So then we're going to teach them and bring them in and talk about the ball. So when we're going to hit, I usually talk about the ball as your face or someone's face. They can pick whoever's face they want. And when they're hitting a front head, right, here, eyes, nose, they're actually reaching up to try to hit down on the forehead. Okay? Now the ball is over their head, they can't do that. What we want to have them do is imagine now going from the inside ear up and over to the top of the other ear. In years past, I would say it was the Trump comb over, but I don't know that I would say that anymore. But it is an old man kind of comb over. If you imagine, right, here's this, all the hair, they're just trying to comb everything over to that side. So once you have them do that, kind of do it with their hand, get used to it, that's now what we're looking for them to do. And then, you know, the balls are going to fly, they're going to be funky, but just getting them used to that feel of coming inside, up and over to the outside for some side spin, for safety. They're going to get a lot more. If they can touch it and they can do that, they'll save a lot of balls. And, you know, they and their partner can maintain offensive positioning at the net, which is what we want. So that's that. We'll do the difference between actually a front head and an overhead. All right, then the final doubles effective shot for Friday morning builds off what we just did with the overhead. And they're going to work on a side spin serve. And during this time, it's not about rebuilding their serve. Okay? It's the same concept of we want them to be able to go inside ear to outside ear. And I usually say from the inside lobe, right, toward the outside top of the ear. The biggest change, and grip, right? We're stuck in that grip for today. That's what we want. The big change that they need to make and pay attention to is their toss, right? The toss needs to be in a little closer and obviously to the right if they're a right-hander. If the toss is way over here or way out in front, it's very difficult to grab as much of the ball as they need. So having them just do a few where they toss and work on keeping it in and to the right. There we go. Got that one finally. In and to the right. That's too far. Right. And then having them just practice in and to the right and coming around the outside of it. And you can have them play with it. Right? Just coming around the outside. It's also fun to talk about if the sun's in their way. This isn't effective because you can change it. If they aren't getting it, sometimes you can just have them toss really low right here to just really come around and exaggerate that. So the goal, as you've seen that we've built from the morning, continental grip and all of the effective shots that you can use for doubles, from slice to front head, overhead, right? Spin serves, all of that.